Hey YouTube, it's Wes. Dogecoin is blowing up right now. Isn't it absolutely insane? What is going on? In this video, I am going to draw the connections between the most trolly of coins, Dogecoin, a rocket man, and meat sticks, and how it's all playing together to blow up a cryptocurrency. How long is it going to last? How high is it going to go? When is it going to fall down into nothing? Well, nobody really knows, but in this video, I am going to talk about the interesting and cool correlations between all three of those things. You don't want to miss this video. So much more coming right up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. So Wes Spencer coming back at you again. I'm a technologist. I love cybersecurity and I super duper love crypto. Cover all of that in this channel. So you're probably aware of crypto, especially Dogecoin, just blowing up into the stratosphere, all the way into the 30 cents range. Hasn't quite hit 40 cents at the time of this video. It might maybe tonight or tomorrow, or it could totally fall down. That may not sound like a lot for a lot of people, but you have to understand Dogecoin itself is one of those really interesting troll coins. It was based off Bitcoin, and you can actually laterally mine Litecoin and Dogecoin at the same time. It's a script-based protocol. It's really, really interesting. And I remember in the early days when Dogecoin first came out, people were like, what the heck, man? Like, why is this even out there? And they were the pioneers of trolling in crypto. I mean, do you guys remember, and I'm going to show this to you right here. Do you remember when they sponsored the NASCAR car? It's like the Doge car. Like that was, I remember watching that and I was like, what the heck, man? That's like the coolest thing ever. Like we need more trolling in this industry sometimes, just because it's fun to have fun in the world of crypto, right? And so why not sponsor a NASCAR car? Like that's super, super cool. Well, over time, some additional things have happened with Dogecoin, and it went from like the 0.000, cents all the way into now multiple cents, 30, almost 40 cents. So what is going on? Well, let's take a look at some things. Most of you are probably aware of Elon being Elon. We know that in the past, Elon has been famous for tweeting about Dogecoin. There's reasons he's probably done that. You know that he got in trouble with the SEC when he did what they claim some market manipulation with Tesla stock. You know, Elon has always been a troll at heart, and I don't talk about him enough on this channel because everyone else does. It seems like the key to success for any startup YouTube person is like paste Elon's face all over the thumbnail of the image, and I try not to do a lot of that. Not only is he like the Tony Stark of our day, but he's for real legit such an awesome trolling dude. He may send people to Mars one day, but he's going to do it trolling all the way. And so this is a great example of him tweeting about Dogecoin. And you got to remember when he first did this, people were like, what? Elon's tweeting Doge? Does he own it? I actually happen to think he probably doesn't own a lot, maybe none at all. And he's just doing this as a way to like troll. And if people try to come after him for being like, you're a public figure and you're tweeting trying to move a market, I wouldn't be surprised one day he shows and says, look at my wallets, I own no Dogecoin. I mean, who knows? It's just speculation on that. But we know that he's moved the market. 50% he's moved the market. Take a look at this. I'm going to show this to you right here. So here's Dogecoin's price history. Right now, we're just looking at this through like the year of 2020. And notice like it's probably somewhat hard to see this. Let me zoom in just a bit here for us. Notice that, it's always been trading somewhere in that, I don't know, 0.003 cents over all this time. At one point, you see this here on December 21st of 2020, you see that it did skyrocket, but it's still 0.004%. Right? Now watch this. Let's take a look at when Elon's tweet took off. So we know if you go back here, he tweeted sometime around January 29th. Here it is when he began to tweet all about Dogecoin. And you can see the price actually skyrocket. You can see right here as we hit this little mark, and this seems like a small mark right here compared to the growth we've seen recently. But let me just stretch this back out for you so you can understand what this thing really looked like. So Dogecoin hovered, like I said, at 0.00 cents for a long time. All of a sudden up comes his tweet on the 29th and wham, it throws crypto, and especially Dogecoin, at 0.05 cents. So it just totally blew it up. But there's so much more to it than that. If we actually break out and we look at like a 1 year, so you can see how it's been so low for the longest time, that little Elon blip right there. So it's been pretty amazing what has really happened over all of this time. But let me go back and show you a little bit more information. So again, looking at it like a 3-month blip over time, here is the Elon bump that you saw. It was like meteoric in the terms of like when it first happened. But now look at what's happening. You see what's going on all the way over here on the right? This is unbelievable. You look and it's gone way past the Elon pumping and then all the way up into 13 cents on the 14th of this month, and then all the way up to today at 33 cents. And just putting it all together here, I mean, looking at this going back to a 1 year to show you what it's really done. I mean, this is a parabolic blow up that's happened. And a lot of people, I've gotten so many messages from people like, dude, Wes, Doge, what's going on with that? I mean, that's unbelievable. Well, I told you it's not just the Rocket Man. It's not just Elon. We know that Elon definitely pumped it at one point in time, but it's gone so much higher through all that. So what is really going on? Well, let me show you this article here that came from our friends at CoinDesk. And I think they're exactly right with what they're sharing. So they're saying, hey, if you're not following a ConAgra brand of theirs, which is Slim Jim, you really ought to. If you don't live in the States and you've not really followed Slim Jim, I mean, they're always well known for like Macho Man Randy Savage, like, break it to a Slim Jim, like all that kind of stuff. He's been like in it for a long time. They've been always sort of a trolley brand. And by the way, that stuff is nasty. Like, hey, ConAgra, you're watching me. Sorry, I'm not going to let you guys like sponsor me. I'm never going to be like the Snap It guy. I can't handle that stuff. It's like pure nastiness in a little tube. It's like for college kids, I guess. But one thing that they're awesome about is trolling and trolling and trolling. I'm going to show you why I think they're doing some of that just from a market perspective. But they talk about this, right? They talk about how this meat stick vendor has been doing so much work around trolling in Dogecoin, and it's blowing the market up. And they've talked about how it's gone, right now it's up 106%. I think when this was first written, it was like 150% growth. And they've really had a big part to do with this. They've really been involved in trolling all this. And I want to prove it to you. So here's their investor relations. They actually talked about this. They said, hey, we think part of our growth has really come from us not taking ourselves too seriously, and especially with a brand we can be pretty risky with, which happens to be the Slim Jim brand of theirs. So like, why not do something trolly? It makes the market move with that particular brand. It seems to resonate with the buyer profile of Slim Jim. And I'm going to show this to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the slide. So here are, right here, there's slides. I'm going to click on this and it's going to bring it up and I'm going to show this to you. So this is their Q3 earnings for FY21, which I think they just closed in early April. And so this is really fresh. And you scroll down, you're going to see some interesting things here. Let me go past all of this. I want to get into some of their products, not their new products here, but you're going to see this. Okay, here we go. So you can see a lot of their, like they have some money makers, right? Like PF Chang's, Banquet, Bird's Eye, Healthy Choice, Marie Callender's, all like those are like their money makers. And if you look at how they market those, they're not about to bring Dogecoin into any of those at all, right? It's way too risky. They don't need it. It doesn't make sense for the buying market there, the target market that they're going after, for sure. So once we see all of that, if we go down a bit more, I want to show you this though. Right here is where they actually talked about this in their quarterly earnings call. So think about that. CEO of a Fortune 500 company talking about not just being trolly, but Dogecoin itself and how they've used it inside of their marketing strategy. I'm going to prove that to you. I'm going to show you their Twitter feed here in a minute. But look at this, 160% increase in Slim Jim Twitter followers. That is correct. Let me prove that. Right here is Social Blade. Now this is tracking per week, but right now they're looking at Slim Jim is looking at about 14,000 new followers a week. Just multiply that by 4 and you'll see the same answer there. So immense growth from what they're doing in their guerrilla marketing strategy. 35 million organic Twitter impressions and voted best brand. Don't you love that? Like they're totally trolling around with the Dogecoin memes. It's the coolest, right? Like sometimes you can do some really interesting things when it comes to marketing and not be like so overly stuffy And it really truly does resonate. So let me show you some of that. So here is their Twitter feed right here. And I'm telling you, you can have a ton of fun with this. They're at 75,000 followers, which again, 100% increase over the past month. And you see what they're doing right here on this 420. They're advertising a big 420. In this channel, we're not going to talk about what I think that might mean. I think you can probably draw your own conclusions, but we're PG here in this channel. But I love how it's blowing up, right? And just over and over and over, they're just constantly tweeting and retweeting all about the Doge, the Doge, the Doge. Now, here's the big thing with this. You can go check this out, laugh as much as you want, have the, all the fun you want with this. And truly, it is like super duper rad. But the fact is that this is one of the reasons the market is moving. There's certainly a trend and a correlation between Slim Jim followers and the market itself. And there's been, I'd say, this pent up demand for when is crypto going to do like what GameStop has done? When is it going to do like what AMC has done? We've seen this happen in these burn tokens that I've covered. If you haven't watched my burn token videos, go watch those, especially like FEG token and a bunch of those. But Dogecoin has been always well positioned to just blow up. Now there's some risk here, right? Like I think this is going to continue to grow for a while, but you've got to understand the thing about, let me go back and show this to you because I neglected to show this part of it. Let me show you just how risky all of this is. Let me go back to their live charts here. And I want to show this to you. If you look at the price statistics here for Dogecoin, so keep in mind, Doge has unlimited growth. Like there's never going to be a limit of supply with Doge. Like Bitcoin is 21 million. That's it. Doge is unlimited. But watch this. Look at this. I want to show this to you. So the current market cap for Dogecoin as it is right now is $43 billion. That's, first of all, that's unbelievable for a troll coin. But look at this. Trading volume, $68 billion. It is not so often that you see a 24-hour trade being higher than the entire market cap by tens of billions of dollars for the entire market cap. Like that doesn't usually happen. It's unbelievable. So that's how you know this thing is volatile. And I am not necessarily saying, nor am I recommending that you go put in a ton of money with Dogecoin to see where this rocket goes, because that rocket may shoot all the way to Mars with Elon himself, the rocket man, or it may come crashing right back down to Earth. It's extremely risky, but it is fun to watch the ride. Hey, I want to know what you think. Are you in the Doge train? What do you like about it? What do you think its price is going to go to? What do you think the future is? And when it does nosedive, what are you going to do about it? I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your comments. Hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. Thank you guys so much.